What up, everyone? Yo, this is Shoy Logic Podcast. We back with another one. I am Shoy Logic, the CEO, and I need everyone going to introduce themselves. Hold up. First of all, we do have a new addition to the show. We're going to let her introduce herself first.
Hello, my name is Tamika, and as you can see, they call me
Speak up,
Blessed.
speak up, speak up.
My name is Tamika. They call me Blessed.
All right. And everybody go ahead and introduce yourself. Rest of
I
What's
miss
good, everybody? This is Miss
Jersey.
Sugar in the Mix.
Oh, okay, my bad. I was just
What's
trying to
good?
down here to go.
Go ahead, get out of the way, girl.
I miss Jersey. I'm sorry y'all can't see me out hustling.
What's good, everybody? This is Miss Sugar in the building.
that part. That part.
Y'all got y'all got Lamont here in West Virginia heading back home. How y'all doing?
All right, yo. So, yo, we got a good topic for tonight. But before we get to the topic, I got a question for everyone. Everyone will give their answer before I give the correct answer. So, y'all ready for it? Let's
All
go.
right.
How many countries are part of North America? I'm gonna leave that up right there. Then I'm gonna take it on down. Come on, let's
Three,
go,
Many
Miss.
three,
countries.
three,
You
He
said
said
three.
three,
three.
three of North America. You got Canada, USA, and you got Mexico. North America, the continent.
Okay, that's your answer. Okay, what's yours,
Yeah.
Miss? What's yours, Miss Bless?
Four. So you can do Panama, but that'd be Central America.
Okay, cool. That's your answer. Cool.
Yep.
All
I was
right.
gonna say four myself.
Me too.
We are
Four.
going for four. We're just
Going for
going, but
four.
yeah.
But I
Uh,
think Panama. I think Panama is Central America though. So if that's Central America, you got Canada,
well,
you got Canada, USA, and Mexico. That's it.
well,
Gotcha, bitch.
you'll be wrong. There are 23
23.
independent countries in North America. 23
Whoa.
Mm, how
23
is that?
independent countries in North
independent
America.
countries in North
How
America.
is it?
Mean,
How is
meaning
that?
also remember, we also a part of North America. America is a part of
Right.
North America. Just
Right.
like outside of North America, there's actually over 100 outside of North America. You got South America too. You gotta understand how big this continent is as North
It,
America alone.
this
That's
continent.
20. That's 23
I,
different. Huh?
okay, name them.
Name.
I'm intrigued. Name them.
Well, I will literally have to bring that up in the next time.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
That. But anyway, that is the correct answer right there. It's 23 countries in the North part of North America.
Is this going to be a part of a new thing we're going to be doing?
Hell yeah. Gotta get your
Well,
motor running. Gotta
I'm
get
about
that
to exit off this podcast.
gotta get that
They
motor
kind of do the
running.
hard work there, shit.
I gotta get that motor running. But let's go ahead and get into the topic, y'all. So the topic of the night is for a relationship to flourish, which are the two of the three categories are absolutely necessary? And I'm going, and that's the question right there. Now I'm gonna give you your categories. This is your category.
You
What
all
are
right?
so out of three categories, what is your two necessary in the relationship to make sure it flirts and be successful? So y'all have the answers correct? You got it? So I can
I'm
take it
ready.
back. All right. So since it's Miss Bless, it is her topic. So I'm gonna go with her first. Why you picked this and tell me give us your two out of three categories.
Well, first of all, I feel like it could be any two of the three. It just has to be at least two of the three, in my opinion, because I've had relationships where I've had one of the three don't work. I feel like this. I've had a relationship where you had great sex and no money, but you had a great communication. That's
Right.
cool. That worked for me because I could move around the other thing. Then I had a situation where I had a whole lot of money, no sex, and no communication. It didn't work. I didn't care about the money because at the end of the day, there was no communication. There was no
Right.
sex. So it was like So I feel like, in my opinion, you have to have at least two of the three.
2 or 3. Okay. Cool. So I do put a disclaimer
Have
out there.
to
This
flourish.
is this is opinion based and preference based. There's no facts or nothing to this. It's just opinion based.
That was just my opinion. You got to have
Yeah.
at least two or three.
And also that we do have a guest on tonight, y'all, Miss Kim Taylor. She was a little late, but I'm
How
gonna go
you
ahead and
doing?
ask her the question so she can be caught up. You know, the topic is
Hold
for
on,
a
hold
relationship.
on, hold on. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. One of y'all sound is overpowering everything.
Let me see who it is. It's Drizzy.
Probably me. Sorry.
Just kind of mute
It's
yourself
me.
until you ready to talk. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask Miss Kim the same to see what since she's just the guest. So for a relationship to flourish, which two of the three categories are absolutely necessary? And here are your three categories. What are the two, in your opinion, to make a relationship flourish?
In my opinion, I say 1 and 3. Um, I feel like finances can break a lot of relationships. I know with men, they're always kind of raised to be like the breadwinner. So, let's say they lose their job or they're not bringing in as much, then, that can kind of cause like some problems in the relationship. And I feel like communication is definitely a must. With communication, then the sex a follow, I feel like. So
Hey,
I
Mr.
feel like
Kelly.
1 and 3 are the most important.
Okay, that's good. All right. So Miss Drizzy, what is your opinion on the topic? Oh shit.
I feel like 1 and 3.
1 and 3.
You want to be financially stable, and then you have to have good communication. You can always work on the sex part. I don't think that's really a mandatory thing in a relationship, but there's something that you can also work on.
Facts. That's facts. That is fact. Okay. So Lamont, what is your opinion on the topic?
Okay, so my opinion, I'm gonna go first and foremost with God. I'm gonna go
Okay.
God. I'm gonna go God. I'm gonna go communication. I'm gonna go finances. But when we talk about finances, uh, most people, on average, the average American, finances are not together. And on average, right now, when we talk about the black community, the average black woman makes more money than the average black man if we look at it statistically. And with that said, so
Nope. I
seven
don't know what
thousand
happened.
dollars a year. Say what?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
The
I hear
average
you.
black man's making $47,000 a year. That's about $12,000 above the poverty line if you look at it. And then when you talk about sex, if you don't have a good physical chemistry, somebody's gonna cheat. You could say you can work on it, but if you worked on it and it's just not satisfying you, i.e., if you're a man dealing with a woman, if he's not big enough or endowed enough to satisfy her, she's gonna cheat 9 times out of 10. Yeah, you can have the money, you can have all of that stuff, but if y'all don't have that communication and that intimacy, somewhere somebody is it happens. It
Big
happens
facts.
somewhere.
That is big
Yeah.
facts.
True.
So,
You didn't say no lie.
because
So
I'm
I'm
gonna speak on me, I'm gonna cheat. If it ain't no good, I'm gonna cheat. I know I'm gonna do. I'll tell you that straight up. No, I'm gonna do hands down. It don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter how pretty you are. I will cheat in a New
got
York setting.
Right.
got you. So mine is yeah. I said great sex and communication because just me personally, I don't care if your finances is can do what it mines do. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, sex is what I need. You know what I'm saying? Communication is on top of everything. As long as you communicate what you need and what you want, you know what I'm saying, is I feel like you can work with that person because like I said, my finances, I'm good. I'm always gonna be straight with my finances. I don't care if hers is okay. You know what I'm saying? Long as she can do the little bits and little so whatever you need to do, but I don't need her to be exactly where I'm at. So finances, I can care less about. Sex, I got to have. You know what I'm saying? I got to get like what Mr. Kelly, what Lamont say. You got to get that cookie. You know what I'm saying? Middle of that night,
You gotta
get the
have it.
cookie. You know,
When
so
you
and then communication. And communication is the number one thing for me. You have if you have no communication, hell, you don't. If you don't got communication, you can't talk about money or sex. You know, that's just me. So
now I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I put God first, because you can have a relationship, and we've all been in relationships on this podcast,
right.
and a lot of I know I can speak for myself. I've had useless relationships, a waste of time relationship. So I mean, are you just looking to be comfort to where y'all just sexual partners? Or are you trying to grow? So we talking about growth, and I say, and everybody have their own religious beliefs, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine. But for me, I'm a Christian, and if it says, love thy wife as Jesus Christ loved thy church. So with that said, if you ain't putting God, men talking about being the head of the household, being the breadwinner, being the leader, you got to have something that you answer to. And if you're not living that life, how do you expect her to follow you? To
Right.
submit to you. So that's why I put God first, because without God, nothing. With God, everything is possible. Without God, nothing's possible. The money you make, you getting up, you going to sleep, your health, God gives us everything. The woman, everything. So that's the reason why I say God first.
Okay. Hey,
Coming from
Kelly, how you
the
doing, Kelly?
Hey,
coming from the cheating Christian.
Yeah.
hey, Ebony, that's wrong. That's wrong, Ebony.
What?
Ebony, don't you be doing that, Ebony.
I just saying. I'm just
Ebony, don't be
saying.
doing that.
I'm just, I gotta mess with Lamont. I gotta
Hey,
mess with him.
well,
All right.
look. We gonna
That's
mess
my
with mom. We got
dog.
mess. We got mess with Drizzy too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. This ain't what you want. My birthday tomorrow too. This ain't what you want.
We already know what's up then.
So, Kelly, so what is your input on the topic tonight?
Man,
And you just keep skipping me.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead, Mr. Kelly.
no, no,
I've
no,
been
no,
here
no,
on
no,
these
no.
girls
Go.
for 1 week, and you see how I get treated like a Hebrew slave.
Well,
I tell
look,
you
hold on,
what.
look, no. It's deeper than that. I'm gone for 2 weeks, and I don't have my picture.
See what I'm saying? Like we the problem child, Mr.
Right? You
Kelly.
see
Like
how
we
we
the
who,
do?
problem
who,
child.
who, who the problem child here?
Lamont.
Oh,
No, I say ladies first. Go ahead, Ebony.
go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Now I'm make it quick. I'm just gonna say communication is my number one. I need great communication. If I don't have great communication, you ain't getting nothing else out of me. Like it's gonna fuck up my whole feng shui. So I got to go with great communication first. I can say finances, but I'd rather say great sex. And the reason being is because finances for me, it's gonna be handled. That's something we're gonna talk about anyway, regardless. And if it's if it's ever a problem, it shouldn't be a problem because we're going to have to discuss it. But if it's ever a problem, I know what I'm gonna do. So
That
those
part.
are two right there.
Okay.
Hey, could you put back up the topics? Can you put them back up so I can see?
I got you.
All right.
Got you. There you go. There you go, right there. You got it?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna give you the choices.
Now, what's the category? Okay, that's in finance. Okay, I got you.
All
Cool.
right.
All right.
So
So,
what's your thoughts on that?
so, so money. It is what it is with money. Uh, that's a no brainer. If I can't talk to you, then we done regardless. I mean, it is what it is on that.
Yeah.
And sex is it is. I mean, we bumping the grand, and if we bumping uglies, I mean, we all can do that on here. I mean, we are adults. We've been doing this as teenagers. But if
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk to you, and we can't talk to each other about finances or talk period, then we doomed.
Yep.
The
Right.
sex part, we can practice that and be okay whether we can do it or not, depending on our age range. Because I don't know the age range. I don't want because there's a lot of ladies, new ladies on here tonight, so I don't want to discuss nobody's age range on there. But I know I'm saying I don't think nobody on here is under 30.
Correct.
So once you get past 30, a lot of things change, and what you really think there should be essential for something to be move forward for you to have a relationship that's going to make something that makes sense.
Right.
And for me, if I can't talk to you and our money together, that's it. It's just that simple.
All right.
because people don't understand communication is a big form of intimacy.
Yeah,
It
It
plays
is.
a big role in your intimacy.
Yes.
yes,
So if
It
you
is.
don't have communication,
Yes.
it's not going to flow appropriately if you can't talk to who you're being intimate with. Like
yes.
True.
it's a turn off actually. If you can't have an
Yes, sir.
intellectual conversation or just
Hmm.
communicate very well with each other, that's a huge turn off for a woman.
Yeah, because
It
intimacy
is.
doesn't start in the bed. It starts throughout the day, how you talk to each other, text
Right,
each other.
Exactly.
right,
Just how you interact with each other before you even get to the bed.
Well,
right.
Right.
and if you do a whole lot of screaming and hollering, because I mean, a lot of times that's their love language. That
Mm-hmm.
I can dominate you in my mind with my words, and when
Right.
you do that, it turns into something that is not. It's just not formidable for you to be in a functional relationship or a functional partnership. Okay, prime example. If you a person that's quiet and your partner is loud, you got to find an equal medium somewhere
Yes.
where one of us is going to have to figure out how we're going to do something different,
Right.
or even
Yeah.
sometimes meaning that it don't have to be alpha, beta, none of that type stuff. It could be a difference of I don't argue. This is my thing. This is me. I'm personally. I don't argue. So like the whole screaming and hollering, you get mad and you want to rant and rave. Okay, we can have a sensible conversation, but we're not gonna scream and holler at each other. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
It's gonna be one way. It's
Right.
gonna be one, it's not gonna be dialogue. It's gonna be a monologue. It's gonna be you screaming, and I'm gonna be listening. That's it.
Right. Right.
And I don't think a lot of people have. I ain't gonna say a lot. I would say that fails a lot of times in relationship because you don't have the emotional, I guess, with intelligence to be able to control your emotion enough to listen or control your
Hmm.
emotion enough to hear somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, one way or the other. Because I could be dead wrong
You're
and
not.
stop talking, or I can be right and stop talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear
Right.
what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
But I think I think that's an issue that specifically with us, brothers and sisters, black folk. Man, I'm telling you, we struggle with that. We
Yeah.
struggle.
We
Hmm.
We
do. We
struggle.
We
do.
really do.
We
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 really
really
struggle.
do.
do.
We struggle with hearing each other. We struggle with hearing each other.
Yep. And sometimes it's people's approach to it as well. So, like you said, it don't matter if you don't have the ability to hear somebody when they're in their silence. How you gonna hear them when they're being loud? Because in order to be heard, you got to be willing and able to listen as well. I'm gonna give you an example. Okay,
Right.
so like the situation that was going on with Offset and Cardi B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was so many men that was upset because she cheated because she's pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and everybody was just like, that's wrong, that's nasty, that's this and this and that. But here's the thing. So I was watching some videos and it's two guys. One of them's Charleston White and the
Oh
other one's
Lord.
another guy. But listen,
Woody,
but listen,
little Woody.
and it was another guy. Now, the way he broke it down, I understood because that's the way I felt from the beginning. But it's funny to me how everybody grasped it. The first was just all over the place, was insane. Like that's some bullshit, all this stuff. And then when he broke it down and he said, okay, look, so what we need to learn is we need to learn how to take accountability because see, he started it off. He started it off by cheating, right?
Facts.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so then after he started cheating,
Constantly.
then she
Hmm.
constantly over and over and over now.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
now
Hmm.
he done realized that she done cheated after he cheated, and because she's
Hmm.
pregnant, she's wrong. But like he said, you go out here and you stick your penis in all these different women, bringing all these different spirits back to your wife, and she's at home laying in bed waiting on you. And you're inserting, then you go home and you have sex with your wife after you done had sex with this woman and that woman and all this stuff, and that's supposed to be acceptable. And she's pregnant. Then on top of that, you passing that on to your child as well because you're having sex with your wife after having sex with all these other women. And all that's supposed to be acceptable. But because
Hmm.
she went out and had sex because she was pregnant, and cheated one time with somebody, or whatever case may be, that is the bigger problem than him setting it off with all these different women. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. But because
Right.
it was so many people going back and forth debating about it, it was a huge problem. But then
Mm-hmm.
these two guys come in and break it down for me, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what, he's right. They're right. You
Yeah.
know, we got to accountability. He did that, sort that
Mm-hmm.
off. I said, and sometimes
He did.
it's who it's coming from.
Mm-hmm. It's always a
And
double
it
standard, though.
blows me. It blows me how our culture will sit there and play follow the leader with some BS until somebody else come along
Mm-hmm.
that they may respect more because of they are the same, you know, the same gender, and now all of a sudden, well, yeah, you're right. It's too
Mm-hmm.
many followers and not enough leaders. It's too many
That is,
people
Exactly.
that are willing to follow somebody else's opinion, but don't have the voice to you know, voice their own opinion. So therefore, they
right.
are all these followers. So we suck at communication. We absolutely do. I've said this before. As a culture, yes, we can be very aggressive. We can be very assertive. Yes, we can come out very harsh. We the first ones that want to cancel somebody. Hell, we cancel each other. We dog each other out. You know what I'm saying? Like we do all of that, and at the same time, we do that to every other culture as well.
Yeah.
That is facts. That is, you like
That's
that's totally
true.
facts right there.
Right. But then we don't
So
want somebody to cancel us. We don't want somebody to
Mm-hmm.
judge us. We don't
right.
want somebody to be
Mm-hmm.
aggressive with us. We don't want somebody to
Mm-hmm.
be assertive with us. We don't like to take
Mm-hmm.
authority. We don't like to do this. We don't like to do that. The list go on and on and on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
How is that
so
possible?
Ebony, what is the root? Where does that come from? How does that start? What does the double standards come from? And why is it that, man? Because this is what my grandmother told me years ago. A woman can't never be more of a dog than a man, and
Yes,
she
you can.
said that years ago, and I never knew what that meant. I was a little boy when she said, I said, "What are you talking about, Granny?" But what does that? What does that mean? Or how does it? I mean, okay,
She
so
can. She could be more of a dog than
She
a man.
definitely
okay, so
can.
what I'm
I'm gonna
saying,
be honest with you.
right?
She
She
can.
definitely can.
So
The reason.
let me frame it this way.
Okay.
So y'all outnumber us,
Yes.
period. So there's always going to be more beautiful black sisters, all shapes and sizes, hair
Mm-hmm.
color, everything than us.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the prison system, homosexuality, married, whatever. It's always going to be more available sisters than us.
Mm-hmm.
What the problem, I think, you can stop me if I'm wrong. A lot of times, the sister has people in her space, in her circle, in her friend group that are the problem because they'll have the homosexual or the single sister or the sister that want you to date or they don't need a man or we don't want to have ain't no good men out here or he ain't shit or all this negative language
Yes.
that always puts all this negative energy into the pool of dating, period. It
Okay.
destroys if there's somebody that you in your sight. You might
Mm-hmm.
get a guy, man. Hey, he kind of look different. He's not what I'm used to. He's a whatever. It might be some quirky stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but then you'll have 4 or 5 people in your circle that'll talk you out of a good situation.
I'm gonna throw you a
And
situation.
You okay, but Kelly, now I have to disagree with you because
okay,
you just sat there. Now, what you just did was you changed the narrative
yeah,
of a situation
yeah,
and you put it on the sisters. But let me tell you
yeah, yeah,
something: sisters become like that when they are broken. Most
okay,
women
Okay.
don't even become a woman until she's broken, and
okay,
who is she usually broken by?
right, okay. So
Okay. So
now, so
hold on, Kelly.
okay, okay,
Well, ask that question first. Who is
okay,
she
Okay.
usually broken by? Because
okay,
when a child is born and you have a male and you have a female.
Yes.
And I'm not saying male can't go through what some females go through, but
Right.
We don't.
little girls get broken in before they become women.
I get it. I get it.
So when they
So
become broken, here's the thing, Kelly. When they become broken, what you do is, as the man, you teaching that woman that men are, their value is lower
okay.
because in her mind she's thinking, okay, if this man can do it to me, what about the next man?
Right.
And the next man, and the more bad men that she experienced, the worse she will get. I'm being straight up with you. The worse
Mm-hmm.
she will get, and she will get in that mindset of fuck a man. What I need him for? This and that.
Right.
Also, it comes from her brokenness.
Okay,
Okay.
well
But
let
we
me throw
can't.
this.
But
We can't just.
it's also on her to
Uh,
fix that. It's
but
also
hold
on her to
on.
fix
No,
that.
no,
But I,
no, no, no.
hold
Wait a
on.
minute.
Yes, it is.
On
It's
both
on her to
of
fix
us
it.
to
It's
fix.
on her to fix it.
It's on both of us to fix that because you broken too. Because if
Now,
you wasn't broken, why you if you got a good woman, why do you damage her?
okay, well let me
Okay,
throw this out there.
hold
Let
on.
me throw.
Lamont, finish before you say this, Ma. Okay,
Because it
I
kills
got it.
me
Hold on.
when you
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna
say
say
it's
this,
on her
Ebony.
to fix.
I'm
It's on
gonna
her
say
to
this,
fix it.
Ebony.
It's on her to fix
If
it.
I'm not
Everything else is
broken,
already laid out on a woman.
if I'm not broken and she's broken, it's not my job to fix her.
It's not. You're right.
I didn't say it was your job to fix. I not once said it was your job to fix her. You the one said it's
No,
her job to
what
fix
I
it.
said was it's your as an
I
individual.
just
Maybe
repeated what you said.
listen. As when I say it's not my job to fix it, and when I say it's your job to fix yourself, meaning as an individual, man or woman,
You're right,
it's your
and
job
I
to fix
agreed with
yourself.
you.
But
But I agreed
that's
with
what I was
you.
saying.
But you the one started this when you said it's her job to fix it. I didn't even go there. I didn't even go to the fixing part.
I'm talking
He
about
Well,
asked. He
if
asked
she's
where did it come.
broken.
He asked how did it come to that point,
Had to come to the point.
and that's what I answered.
Some man or some woman broke her. So end of the day, is she as an individual had to take herself out of that situation
I
and
didn't
fix
say she
herself.
didn't.
But
I didn't say she
that's what I'm
didn't.
saying. Fix her.
But
She got to fix
you,
herself.
what I'm saying is, you changing the narrative. Is what I'm saying. You're changing the narrative. We just talking about where did it start from. He asked, where did it come from? When a
Yeah.
woman is like that, where did it come from? Is that
Yeah,
not what you asked, Kelly?
that's what I say. That's what I say. That's what I say.
I know
but
So
what you said.
I want to
Okay, so
throw this in
answer that.
there.
But now you spinning it to a
No.
whole nother level.
Okay.
We know
What
we
I'm
gotta
saying,
fix
but what I'm
ourselves. We
saying,
know you gotta fix yourself. We get that part. We understand that.
okay, but we know we're talking about where it came from. Whatever she's been through. Okay, got that part. Someone broke her. We got that narrative. So I'm not changing the narrative. I'm
But
just saying, okay, at what point, as an individual, that you have to look at
you have to
yourself
take
and you
You have to
fix
take
that.
accountability.
The
You have to take
accountability.
accountability. You have to.
That's what I'm
That's all.
saying.
But
But here's where I'm gonna go.
That's on her. She could. Y'all are killing me right now. Y'all really
so
are.
Hold
so
on.
wait.
Because
Let
So
me.
y'all want to dive so deep in that y'all want to start a debate about something else
right. So
when it was
look.
simple one question.
Can we get back? Can we get back to what I was saying though?
Yeah, let's
So
get. I want to throw
so
this in.
because I'm saying I'm gonna get you in because I know you got get some force what we need. But what I was getting at was an understanding of the start of something, not of the accountability of what need to happen after something
Thank
is.
you.
I'm just saying at the start of, and it might sound like I'm being a simp. I'm not. Lamont, leave me alone, but I'm not.
I ain't saying nothing about that. 'Cause-
but, but what I'm saying, the start of something, because all problems have a root. All things have a root. Everything has something that started somewhere. And that's what I was trying to get to. And I think Emily was going there trying to give me her view of how what it was. Am I off a little bit or am I there?
Correct.
Okay. So to me, this is just me, my own opinion of what I see in my 51 years on this earth. I look at it this way. So being broke and brokenness, it's a sickness, just like cancer, alcoholism, anything, because once you are in a space of brokenness, it's just like misery loves company. So
Yes.
if I'm miserable, I want my friend group to be miserable. I want everyone around me to feel like me. So I don't want to be around somebody that's in a healthy relationship because I am broken and I'm miserable. I just want to want I know we might not have an answer tonight of why or what this is, but it's crazy that we see it all the time in our circles of friends.
But
Like
it's also funny with
you can
our
have a
parents,
friend in a
Kelly.
successful relationship,
Everything,
and
you're
you'll
Even
be
right.
with our parents
You're
and our
right. It
household too,
starts with the
Kelly.
household, your parents.
yeah.
Because you gotta think, how many times have your mama or your daddy asked you to tell a lie? How many times have they asked you to step out of a kid's position to do some adult shit and then turn around and ask you to go back to a kid position when you're doing too much?
Right.
Exactly.
It's in the
Right.
Exactly.
household. It starts.
I guess I'm in the less than 1% that in my parents' 50 plus years of marriage, that never happened to me. I'm being honest, that never happened to me.
And
You
some
know,
parents
Um,
teach you do as I say, not as I do.
I
Yeah.
do,
and
right?
look, I'll be honest, that didn't happen to me. Now, I would say this for me. My parents, 80 and 79 years old, still married now, 50 plus years. The only thing that was, it was, you will do what I say, not question me or, uh, I'm showing an example of something that you should or should not do. But my father was a man, he still is a man of few words in the house. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, you're gonna do what the fuck I say, and that's it.
Right.
Let me
There's
ask
As
you
not
this,
gonna be
Callie.
generations
no,
grew, the
But
yeah,
generations it
but
started to
but let
change.
me ask you this, Callie. Let me
yes,
ask you
sir,
this:
yes, sir,
is the head of the household above your father the good Lord?
absolutely. You know, my father
Okay,
preached.
no. I was preaching that when we started talking about this before you got online. I said
Yeah,
because when we talked about these three things, I said first and foremost, because see, we talk about day to day relationships, but we're not talking about marriage. You know, in
yeah,
order to have this fulfilling relationship, the number one is you got to be looking to try to marry that spouse, and then we're talking about this relationship. When we talk about these relationships, like Jill was talking about,
yeah,
I'm gonna throw you an example when you're going with whatever they are, Cardi B and the dude, right?
yeah.
So it was Ryan Kelsey. Ryan Kelsey is now with Taylor Smith. He had a sister before then. He wanted his sister to go half. She wouldn't go half. He dumped her. Now she's by herself. Still talking about I wouldn't do that. And he not only did he have a come up now, Kelsey. I mean now Taylor don't look as good as the sister girl did, but she got more money and she's willing to go to half with that dude. I'm just saying. So now she's miserable. I seen the it was a real podcast either early this morning, late last night. Because a lot of our sisters, I'm going here. What I look like going half? It's the man's job to pay. Since when? Since when? When
But
do we start doing
that's
that?
what she said at her own mouth. I saw that. She
Yeah,
said that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
And,
saw that.
Mm.
Yeah,
but I mean, if you see this thing, and I'm not knocking you, sugar, and I'm not knocking no woman, but a lot of these modern day so-called influential women, or whatever they want to be, it's talking about it's the man's job to pay. Since when? Since when? You want us to pay for
But you
everything?
gotta think,
I don't believe
Lamar,
all
that's
women are like
mixing
that
two
because
different.
I've never been like that.
That's mixing
Mm-mm.
traditional with
It's
modern. If you want a traditional marriage, you have to be a traditional man as
that
well.
is true.
If you want a traditional woman, if you want a
Exactly.
modern woman,
But
you need to be a modern type man
I
because you
well,
agree.
can't take a
I don't want
modern
no
type woman
right.
and try to make her traditional when she don't even have the mindset to be traditional because
That's true.
you want to be traditional when it benefits you, and then when it don't benefit you, you don't want to do it.
I agree.
Well, see,
Evan, I agree with you totally. What you were saying though is something I be saying all the time. I agree,
Mm-hmm.
but
go ahead.
I do say this all the time because I see a lot of men say I want a woman to do this or pay for this or I want a man to pay for all this and that. In the day,
Right.
if you saying and this is my own thing here. This is my own opinion. It's not a fact. It's my own opinion. My opinion. If you're saying I pay 100% of my bills. I take 100% to take care of my kids. I run my household how it is. I'm just an alpha. No, you're not. You're just a grown ass person.
That's it.
Can
Because
can I tell you something?
you shouldn't be this is the thing. People get it confused. If you're in a full blown relationship in a marriage, okay, I understand. But when you just boyfriend and girlfriend, there's no way I feel like this just my personal opinion that you should expect this man to pay for everything as a girlfriend, everything as a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. This basically when y'all just dating, you're still courting each other with
Hey,
the minor things.
hey, but you know, people, and I ain't mean to change this. I didn't really want to get off on this tangent, but and when we're looking at modern day world, modern whatever, however you want to call it, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, when we talk about alpha male and alpha female, first of all, female's not alpha. I'm gonna go there. Say it you won't. Female's not, and ain't the way God designed us. But with that said, I have no problem with like I've been grinding. I don't know. I think it's about week 2 straight, but I have no problem with paying all the bills and come home and she's running the house. I don't care because everything's in order. Like even now, I can't even tell you what's in my freezer. I was in my house because I don't know and they ain't never been my baby.
Mhm.
I don't know and don't care because it makes life easy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, let's let a guest put her so 2 cents in, right? See what she got. Then we got 3 videos to look at about the topic. What you got, Miss Kim? You're muted right now. Hold on.
You muted.
Oh, I got you.
Oh,
Yeah, there
I'm
you go.
sorry. I was just saying, y'all keep going. I'm listening. I'm learning. So,
But what,
no,
what
it's Miss Edna too much. Miss Nessa too much.
no. I mean, the one thing that I did want to say
Uh,
when y'all were talking about traditional and modern and people paying for everything, me personally, if I'm dating, I'm not gonna say I expect the man to pay, but I would like him to. Like if we had to go half, then that's fine. But my dad has, he's always covered everything for us. It's never had to really be anything that we wanted. And so when I look at what I want in a man, I look at how my dad treats me. I look at how my
Mhm.
dad treats my mom. So, I don't know. I mean,
I see that. You know what I'm saying? I see that a lot. But before I start playing the video, is I agree with the whole because I could be either or. I could be traditional or I could be
But
modern. I could
here's the
be all.
Me
problem.
Hold on,
too.
hold on,
Here's
hold on, hold on, hold on,
okay.
Devon. The issue is I don't. And the issue is, and this man and the woman. This when I'm about to say it has no gender. It's the
Mhm.
entitlement. People feel like they're entitled.
I'm gonna even
Right.
go somewhere else. I ain't gonna even go entitlement. Things are a lot more expensive today than they were yesterday. So you
That's
really
true.
Right.
can't even afford it now. I mean, you talking about? We're gonna keep it real simple. Let's say we're gonna cook breakfast this morning. Where what a couple of years ago, a dozen eggs was about $1.50. Now a
Yeah,
dozen
right.
eggs $4. Bacon is $8. I mean, let's think about that. So
Yeah,
you
that's
think
true.
I'm gonna speak on me right now driving this motor coach. So I'm making $20 an hour driving this motor coach. You tax at 28%, so I'm down about 14 and a quarter, right? It's,
Yeah.
clear money. Then you child supported, I'm down about $10 an hour. This is just reality of what it is. So when you look at that, I can't necessarily off this money. I can't necessarily take us to. We're gonna go very simple. We're gonna go very simple. We're gonna go with some Texas Roadhouse. I can't possibly necessarily go and spend that $60 on that meal. And that's talking about if you get a steak, I get a steak. We get a salad, and we both get a drink because it's too much money. So that's where the times is changing. What we make is not enough to cover. We talk about this traditional, a man's role, a woman's role, or whatever.
Mm.
I mean, it's just
I
reality.
agree. I
Mm.
agree,
Now, if I go
Lamont. I
now, if I
agree.
go and get in my truck, if I go and get in my semi truck, which is still less money than what I made 2 years ago, I go and get in my semi. Now we're talking about I'm gonna make anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a day. Now that's a difference. That's a huge difference. But I've been
Hmm.
working 3 days straight. I don't work 3 days straight. I'm gonna make between 850 to a grand.
Right.
But I've been gone for 3 days, and I'm still
Hmm.
driving. I'm gonna get home about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gonna be back at work at about 10 o'clock this morning, driving this
Hmm.
motor coach. So it's a
Okay.
huge difference, and I still got the expenses, and my lifestyle is still based on the income of driving that truck, which I'm gonna be back in my truck. I don't know, probably beginning of next week. But that's what people don't see because things change. And so
Right.
I understand what I guess is talking about her dad because even now, my 15-year-old daughter's at home and her mother's at my house right now with her, and everything that she wants, like she sent me a text about some kind of jacket they got to have for school. It's done. I'm not home yet to make it done, but it's done. That conversation's done. Baby, you need it, I got you.
One
But
more
in
thing.
the it's a jacket that she got to have in school or something like that. But in the reality of where we at right now in this world, and you look at the price of things, let's go something simple. Rent. So if you by yourself, the average person in a 2-bedroom in a decent neighborhood, you paying about $1,000 a month rent. $1,000 a month rent.
About
And
$1,200 for real.
so you paying $1,000 by yourself right now as an individual, single man, woman, it don't make no difference, right? But then you got this good man or woman that's willing to split that. Are y'all going to get a place together where it's not yours, it's not his,
I'm
it's
good.
y'all.
Take
But
500.
but a lot of and when we come to that 50-50, that half, so you might not pay the rent, but hey, I need you to pay the electricity and water.
Yep.
I ain't gonna do that. But see, but
Hey,
people are not willing to
Lamont,
do that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna add to what you said because I agree with everything you said. But also, like Miss Kim, some of the things that we didn't understand when we was younger as kids is that our parents made things look easy as we do now for our kids. We make things look
Yep.
easy. So it's
Well, I
things
don't.
that you didn't see with your parents that you just thought was just, your dad did this and he did that, true. But it doesn't mean that he didn't struggle. It doesn't mean that he didn't need help. It doesn't mean that he was able to pay all them bills by himself. It's just because you didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day when they had traditional families, it doesn't mean that father did not struggle. It doesn't mean that he didn't have to work overtime to cover where mom wasn't working.
Right.
We just didn't see that as kids because we was kids. You see what I'm saying? But they made it look like it may be a 2-parent household taking care of business, but it doesn't mean it wasn't a struggle there.
Right.
But see, the difference with me, probably like with Kelly, is I communicate with Layla, my 15-year-old daughter. I communicate with her the realization of life that this is not easy. And in life,
That's
if
how
you
I
ever
am
look
with
at
my
life,
son.
you always, in order to achieve something, you gotta give up something. So I'm giving up my
Right.
time on this trip in order to make money. And
Because
I'm gonna
just
be honest
because
with you.
they didn't have the money that we have today doesn't
Right.
mean, like, okay, that's like, we go back in the day, you got to think if they was working cotton fields, whatever they was doing, and they had to get eggs for their family when they started pricing things back in those days. You got to think however much eggs was, if it was 10 cents a egg, for a carton of eggs or whatever, a basket of eggs or whatever, it doesn't mean that 10 cents was easy to come by to get those eggs for his family.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because back in those days, even though that it's 10 cents is nothing to us, but back then that was a lot of money.
A lot of money back then. Yeah, that's
But a
But
lot of money to
I
me
would say
today.
this
Right.
though. I would say this. Um, Today's time dealing with children, we have to deal with reality. We
Yes.
we cannot sugarcoat
Sugarcoating.
anything.
Yes.
We have to. I'm talking about from a little baby all the way to a teenager. Cause
Yes.
we
right.
just don't.
I
Cause they so super exposed so early to stuff that we was never even thought about being exposed to
Right.
Right.
20 or 30 years ago.
Exactly.
And right now, our baby, especially our young sister, Demond got a daughter, I got a daughter, like they so exposed to being manipulated into something that we don't know that if we can protect them. And
Right.
that's the scary part for me. Cause
Yep.
it was always growing up that, man, look out for that white van that might jump out and grab you.
Right.
Yep.
But that white van is real right now of human trafficking and sex
Oh, that's
trafficking
big.
for
Yes.
little boys and little girls. Right now.
Yep.
It's happening right now. So you got to be super vigilant. You got to let them know. You got to have them uncomfortable conversations. I have them all the time. And, after I have them, man, you got to decompress and go into prayer because you know what you would do if something happened to your baby. Everybody
My
the
mom taught me
platform, everybody on this platform already know what they would do for their baby. Everybody do.
Yep.
Nothing. Well, so what Elvin said, we have 3 videos to get through with dealing with the topic. This is actually a good conversation. It actually went somewhere that I'm actually glad it went to. It's really good, but I got 3 videos to show.
You think that a relationship can be successful if you're in love, but there's no physical, like, lust or attraction to each other?
Yes, I think it can, but it has to be built on communication. And so what you realize and what I've come to learn is that sex in a relationship is a plus, not a priority. And when we understand that the largest sexual organ is the mind, and you focus on making love to the mind instead of making love to the body, that is when sex loses its power and real love flourishes. And that's where I learned that sex is a plus and not a priority.
What about couples that go for months without having sex?
If you're communicating and you're actually making love to one another's mind, then it's healthy and it's real. But if you're going for months without sex and there is no communication, if there's no mental stimulation, then that's when something is broken and it needs to be addressed.
Ooh.
I said it time and time again.
You
Maybe
Well,
said
look,
I'm
that sound like you. That sound like you.
Yeah, I said all the time, you got to fuck my mind first, and
Hell
not like
yeah.
fuck me over. What I'm saying is, intellectual conversation is a huge turn on.
Right.
It takes you to a heightened level.
Now
That's
look,
exactly
I
what
look.
I
I
said
would
all
have
the time.
loved that video, man, but Tony Gaston, man, he's not one of my faves, man. He's I don't know, man. The message
What
the
did I
message
say?
is on point, but the messenger, and I'll leave it at that.
What's that? Is it Narissa?
What you say? What read? What's it say?
Larissa.
It said Narissa Day. My mom and dad showed me and my siblings explained to us how family should be ran and coming from a married household where the man is the head, and that's where it starts from home. Okay, Narissa. Okay,
Hey, Larissa.
man.
But we're
Look,
not.
man.
But we
Look.
don't see
Hey,
that enough today. We don't see that enough today.
you don't see it enough.
No, hey, we don't see that. We
Because
don't. I
I'm gonna
mean,
go.
a lot of us grew up that way. I grew up that way.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go somewhere. Can I go
And
somewhere?
Yeah,
I'm
you
telling
you
you,
can
go
go
man.
with
somewhere,
that.
then
I'm
I'm
about
gonna
to
go
make some women.
somewhere. Go
I,
ahead.
I'm about to make some women upset. So from infancy. So this woman gets pregnant with this child, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
look, we're gonna say this child's a boy. So she gonna say this. You when the baby's born, you beautiful, you're handsome, you're gonna have all the ladies. Think about what I'm saying. Just listen to me now. So then he goes from infancy to toddler. We are still in that same thing, and that mother's still in the same thing to that black child, right? And so then at toddler, and then she started telling him he's my baby. So then he goes from toddler to preteen to teen to 18-year-old, a grown man, but she's still my baby. So when it's beneficial to that supposed to be grown man to do grown stuff, he's gonna do it. But yet when he goes out and get in trouble, get pulled over by the police, run a stop sign, whatever, he want to call mom. And what we're doing, what our black women are doing is they're setting this young man up for failure because they're not teaching him to be a man. And then the thing that black woman hates, or that woman hates, for that man to be a womanizer and have all these women out here, is that when you keep telling them when you're instilling that child that he's beautiful, or he's so handsome, that he's gonna have all the women, you're instilling something in him that you actually hate and despise. Think about what I'm saying to you, man, because it's a true fact that we do right now today. And
What's your
so,
rebuttal, Ebony? What's your rebuttal? I
Huh?
go
see it.
ahead.
What's your
What
rebuttal,
you-
Ebony? I see it.
Come on, love.
It ain't gonna be what you
It's like-
think.
But go ahead and say
Okay,
what you go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
okay, because I'm a boy mom first of all.
Oh man, are you
So
pumping him up? You
so
pumping that little guy, man? He's a handsome
no
fella.
no
We
no
know he's
no
handsome. We
no
know he's
no
a
no
handsome fella.
no. But listen now. But I also am a woman that was raised with men. So for
Okay.
me, I didn't cuddle him as much because when you cuddle a boy too much, it's not saying that you can't give him love. But when you cuddle him too much, you're hindering him because you're going to make
Say that
him be
again.
very
Say that
codependent on
again.
you as a mother. He's going to look at you
Uh-oh.
not only as his mother, but as his woman. So
Yeah.
you need to not cuddle him because he's
Mhm.
always going to call mama, mama, mama,
Say
Mhm.
that shit.
Mhm.
and not be independent.
Mhm.
Uh,
She
uh,
Cause
said
you,
it.
And you can ask my son
cause
that
I'm,
because I'm
uh,
telling you,
uh,
I love
I,
that.
I couldn't
Mhm.
always
uh.
be easy with him. Especially when me and his dad split up, I had to be the disciplinarian as well as mom. So
That's right.
I couldn't cuddle him all the time because
Uh,
he got to live in this world without me one day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
uh.
Mr.
But you
Mick,
know
That's
something?
right.
Mr. Mick, like she got something to say. What you got to say,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Mick?
Come
What
on
you
with it,
got to
man.
say?
Come on
I
with it.
agree 110%
Oh
of
Lord.
what she said. Believe me, because
Okay.
there's nothing worse than a mama's boy. My first husband was like that. If we get into an argument, he's calling his mom and his sister, and then
Mm-hmm.
and that's the biggest problem in the world because then when we make up, guess what? They still got them ill feelings towards me, even though you might have been the one that started the stuff.
Yep.
Facts.
Yeah.
These
Yep.
men
True.
got to
That,
quit
that,
running to their mama
Facts.
every time they get into it with their woman.
Yes.
Like I'm your
Yeah.
you,
wife. I'm not your damn friend, girlfriend, none of that. I'm your wife. But at the
Right.
end of the
right,
day, every
right.
time we get into an argument, you want to run to your mom.
Yeah,
Facts.
Make
yeah.
it make sense. No, I'm
It
mama.
doesn't make sense.
I'm your wife. You're not gonna
Okay, so
play
can I
with
butt
me.
in on that one?
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
Go
go
come on,
ahead.
come
ahead,
on
Go
now.
ahead. I'm
come
I'm
on, come
I'm a
on.
girl mom. I'm a girl mom, so I can't speak on it, but I feel like sometimes, and I understand what you say, that you can't cuddle your son because
Yeah.
my aunt said the same thing with hers. But I just feel like sometimes that creates like a rough exterior around the dude. Like I feel like, how do I want to say it? You know,
It's a fine line. There's a fine line with cuddling a male and
Yes,
not
Right.
it
cuddling a
yeah,
male.
is.
Cause
explain it
see,
to me because I don't
it's
get
a
it.
line.
I just feel like they
Okay.
need to be loved just as well as
You
the
can show him
girls.
love
So
without
yeah.
babying him. There's two
Yeah,
different
well,
Well,
ways.
yes.
no,
Cause I'm gonna throw this for an
give the
example.
nurture,
I was,
get the
I
nurture.
was,
Nurture him for sure,
Yeah.
but
We need to let you
but
cuddle, but
don't treat him like he's your
like the mom
man.
said, it's a fine line. It is.
Because a lot of women do have a
here's the
tendency to
thing.
treat their sons the way they want a man in their life to be.
That
And
part.
that's the difference. You don't want to treat your son like you would want him to be the type of man you would date. That's what you don't want to do. Because
Hmm.
a lot of women have tendencies to do so. And in that, you're actually hindering your son rather than helping. Because now
Hmm.
he's becoming your man without you even
Hmm.
realizing you turn him into your man and he's not your man, he's your
And
son.
I'm gonna throw. Can I
the
throw
only
this for
thing
an
they ain't
Exactly.
doing
example?
is sleeping with them. That's it.
Yep.
They son husband.
Can I throw this for an
Narissa got
example?
something here.
Go ahead. Go
Narissa,
ahead. Go ahead,
yeah,
Rissa.
Narissa said, yes, they are hindering him. I have 3 boys and I'm raising them. It's a must that we can't coddle these boys. She's agreeing with us.
Yes.
Well,
That
Yes.
I'm
part.
gonna say this. I was talking to a female, and she wanted me to commit to her in a relationship. Beautiful red bone. She wanted me to commit to her. You know, she wait for that commitment. And I told her, I said, you don't want me to commit to you. I said, because if I commit to you, the first thing is your son got to go. I said, it's your home, and I'm not gonna tell you how to run your home, but I'm telling you as a man. I said, I left my mother's house when I was 18. I've never been back.
That's right, Marissa.
I said,
Right.
so when I told her that, I said, and I'm gonna throw for an example. She was cutting the grass one day. She's 55 years old, right? She's cutting the grass, and no, she told me if I want to stop by, I could stop by. And I told her I wasn't gonna come back. I said, first of all, I can't sit there as a grown man and watch you cut your grass. I said, second, I'm not gonna cut your grass because it's not my grass. I don't expect you to cut my grass. But I said, for the life of God, explain to me why you got a 30-something-year-old son at your home and a 15-year-old grandson at your home, and they're not cutting the grass. I said, make that make
That
sense to
part.
me.
Yeah.
So I said, it's best for me not to come over because I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to bite my tongue. And I said, you don't really want what I'm going to do because I said, I am a grown ass man. And I said, what I'm going to say to you and what I'm going to do to you, as far as my conversation is going to step on your toes and hurt your feelings. So it's best for me to stay at home. I just not come over. And I'm be honest with y'all, ever since then, our conversation ain't been the same, but it is what I don't care. I really don't.
Okay. That I
I'm
like
going
what
to tell
you're
you the
saying
truth. I
right there.
don't care.
I like what you're saying right there, but we got another video to get through, y'all.
Go ahead.
All right.
Relationships. Okay, let's talk about relationships. In order to foster a flourishing relationship, I firmly believe that establishing the core foundation is based on effective communication. And I think a lot of people miss this part, comprehension, which is so essential, and respect. See, the act of communication relies on the foundation of honesty and the ability to empathize with one another. The most effective method of gaining understanding when encountering people who are different from us, who have had diverse upbringings and whose experiences differ from our own, is to immerse ourselves in one another's stories. See, I can communicate to you all day long and you can be aware of what's being said or what I am doing or what is happening. But the communication can't completely be effective if you don't comprehend what I am saying, if you don't comprehend what I am doing or the reason for what I am doing or what I am saying. And since you don't comprehend, this is what brings the confusion, which only creates more room for doubt to reside. See, it's about sharing your world and understanding theirs. And respect serves as the unshakable cornerstone that remains steadfast, even in the face of opposing viewpoints or y'all not being able to come to a resolution at the time. The key is to understand and appreciate their viewpoints, to treasure and honor their wide range of emotions, and to respect and celebrate their unique individuality. Then when two people come together stripping themselves of pride and having the need to be right, but pursuing the desire to be together, this is what makes a relationship thrive, creating a unbreakable bond. Genuinely hearing and comprehending what others are saying requires prioritizing active listening, which is the utmost importance in relationships. Don't forget that. Great listening is not going into a conversation with the intent to speak, but with the intent to understand.
He said a mouthful.
He sure
So
did.
I
with,
agree
with
110%.
Me
with that
too.
saying, with the biggest thing is comprehend what people are talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of people that you could talk all day long to or try to
Mhm.
communicate with someone, but if they don't comprehend it, it's just gonna frustrate you.
The
You
biggest
know
issue
what
is I feel
else?
like we talk at each other and we don't talk to each
That
other.
part.
And then we
Yeah,
already have an answer waiting
ready.
because we think we know what you're going to say next. So we're responding. Sometimes that's not even what you was going to say. But by the
You
time you
know,
done said what you thought I was going to say, I'm pissed off and then I want to argue because you don't even know what I'm talking about. You
But
can't comprehend what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people get the. I think when someone has, and this is no disrespect to nobody, but I feel like sometimes when a person does not comprehend what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
not having that ability to comprehend it can put people on defense mode. They get
Absolutely.
defensive because they didn't comprehend it. And instead of
Mm-hmm.
saying, I don't understand exactly what you're trying to say to me, they get upset, it blows up, it goes left quick when it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to say, okay, I'm having a problem understanding what you're trying to express to me. And I need you to
Mm-hmm.
put it in a different form. Because I'll say that to me, okay, can you rephrase that or can you
yeah,
give me a different way of
yeah.
saying what
Please.
you're
Yes.
trying to explain? Because I don't understand that. I need a better
Yes.
clarification.
But
That's
I'm
why I
quick to
but
say, make
love
it make sense. You got to make it make
yes,
sense.
yeah.
Right.
But I
yes,
but I, but I would say comprehend is the dominating phrase in that whole video. But I think
yes,
the most important
Mm-hmm.
phrase was empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah,
yes,
When he
absolutely.
said empathizing with your partner, empathizing when you talk to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
the pure definition of empathy is putting yourself in a place of
In their shoes.
understanding.
That's
yes.
right.
So you have to understand where someone is coming from to
Mm-hmm.
comprehend what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't understand something if you don't put yourself in that place. It doesn't make
That's
Right.
any
right.
sense to you.
That's right.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because this, like, sympathy, empathy, a lot of people get them confused or they mix them up.
Yes, yes,
Empathy, you
Yeah.
put somebody in that place. Sympathy is you actually feeling sorry for somebody.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Or empathy, actually, you putting yourself for that feeling how that person feels.
Feels right.
Exactly.
And to comprehend how somebody feels, to be empathetic, man,
Mm-hmm.
that's game changing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
because you have
It
to,
is.
you in that process, you have to set your feelings to the side
Yes,
momentarily, so you can empathize with somebody and
yes,
understand what they're
Yeah.
what they're trying to express to you. But a
yes,
lot of people, when they're selfish, then they
Mm-hmm.
just want to get their point across. They
Mm-hmm.
don't even have the opening ear to even begin to comprehend.
yes,
So
Exactly.
how are they going to empathize with you if they ain't
yes,
Mm-hmm.
even listening to you?
yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Tamika said, they
I
just ready
can't
to
Mm-hmm.
rebuttal.
comprehend. I
Yeah.
can't. I can't.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't do it. I
Yeah.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
They're
lot
going
of
until
times
the
we
conversation shut down.
a lot of
Amen.
times we lack the understanding to empathize.
Yep.
True.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But y'all, with
It
that
was a good
being
one.
said, yo, we had a hell of a good show tonight, yo.
Absolutely.
It went farther.
Absolutely.
It went
Yes.
farther than what I thought it was gonna go. And this, I didn't really talk much because my throat is actually still sore. I'm still sick as hell right now, y'all. But y'all know I can
Me
get
too.
down. But yo, all
Should
I
have took
need
a
y'all to
flu
do,
shot.
man, I need y'all to share, comment, like, you know what I'm saying. Hit us up with different comments, and different topics. And him, if y'all
Come
want to
on.
join the show as a guest, come on and hit our inbox, man. Let us know. We are more than welcome to have y'all come to talk about your experiences of what's going on, what you got in your mind. Don't be afraid to come on the camera. This is a platform for everybody to speak their opportunity
Open
for speak. They're
discussion.
open. It's always open. So y'all
And
definitely
we
come
all
on in
learning.
here.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
Absolutely.
still learning.
It's a learning process.
Still learning
Yes, it is.
process. So with that
It
being
is.
said, y'all, this Short Lots of Podcast, we out of here, dog.